Hey guys, I'm back with a brand new video sitting here in the JPVideos studio because in a moment we're going to be working on the computer here because I recently got back from my road trip out to western Pennsylvania. Along my travels I made a few pit stops and saw a bunch of interesting items. Now these weren't necessarily things that were meant for individual videos, but were worthy of some photos and a few video clips. Now I'm going to take you over here to the computer. We're going to go through them one by one. I'm going to share my thoughts as to what they are and why I thought they were worth documenting. So if you want to check out all the things that I saw, just come along with me. So my first day of traveling, I had some time to kill until the first location was opening up. So I stopped at a place I'd been to before, Talleyrand Park in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, with hopes to catch a train and to waste a little bit of time. So I stopped here to take some pictures, primarily of the train bridge here that you can see going across the water. I got a couple different shots of it, a wide angle one, then we got a closer one with some shallow depth of field of the bridge, and decided to do a third one coming up next, which is my favorite shot of the color pop, where the bridge and the whole background is black and white and the leaves on the trees are just bright and vibrant and green. It made for a great contrast, made for a really beautiful photo, my favorite of them all. The next one is a weeping willow tree that was just kind of hanging around there, and I decided to take a picture of it from behind another tree, kind of peeking around behind it, made for a nice looking photo. And now we're going to head over to some footage. As I was walking across the bridge, I noticed these ducks. There's a little baby duck, mama duck, and some others doing some diving to capture their food. So we're going to watch them do that. It's kind of funny to see them not only dive down, but to have their feet stick out and just kind of paddle and keep themselves submerged. So we'll watch that for a moment. This guy's definitely found something good down there. He keeps diving down, and here comes over someone who's not happy with his spot being there. It's like, hey, my spot, get lost. And this one's just coming by. Hey, Stanley. Hey, Steve. It's fun watching them, though. They are great swimmers, and those web feet definitely help them get what they need to get below the surface. So up next is something I typically wouldn't drive because I'm not a Jeep person, but this one stood out, caught my attention, and may make an exception for this one. It says Dragula on it, really cool color scheme, the bright, vibrant green color on it. Big light bar on top, push bar in the front, nice wheels. I'd make an exception and drive that Jeep around. Thought it was worthy of a photo. Next up is what is known as a Winnebago, kind of similar to an RV. And this one stood out to me because it looks like the one from the movie Stripes. Was called the EM50, an urban assault vehicle. And that starred Bill Murray and Harold Ramis. And as I show the photo, it looks strikingly similar to that one. Same wheel design, same body style. So I had to grab a picture of that. Next up is this lonely old service station. It's along a pretty busy road and instantly stood out to me. Overgrown, the pumps are gone. Signage is gone except for the framing of it, which you can't really see in the photos, but the building is still there. It's been vandalized. There's broken glass. The garage door, man door, actually is open, but there was a private residence located right behind this one, so I didn't want to risk going inside, especially being on a busy road. So I pulled the car up in front, the escape, snapped a few photos, just imagining, this was probably a good full service station back in the time where you'd roll up to the pumps, ding the bell, and the serviceman would come out, check your washer fluid, check the oil, fill up your car, maybe check your tire pressure, and just want to recreate what it looked like having a car there back in the day when it was open for business. But may return in the future if I'm ever through the area to do a full video on it. But again, being along a busy road and having a private residence about 100 yards away, just decided to stop and take a few photos of it for the day. So the next unique and interesting thing I saw was this giant statue sitting along the roadway for a kids camp. I'm not sure what the statue is supposed to signify, but it was bright and colorful and gigantic. I instantly had to pull over to take a photo of it, and it reminded me of my friend Ellen, the Retromantic, because she loves stuff like that and captured a few photos of similar items on her travels to Pennsylvania. So the giant statue, red and blue, made for a pretty good photo. So this next location is one of two that piqued my interest more than everything else. Driving along the road, I saw this shack on the right-hand side with the open door. There's a shed on the left-hand side, overgrown. In the middle, I couldn't tell what that was. I actually turned around, drove by it 2 or 3 times before pulling over, and there was very little room to pull over on the road. I was actually halfway on the road with my four-ways flashing because there was just no place to park. I didn't want to pull right onto the property because I didn't know anything about it. But after I got out of the car, got closer to it, I saw that this was a vehicle turned on its side. And it's been stripped. The wheels are gone, windows are busted out, and it looks like they probably stole the catalytic converter. As to how it got on its side, I truly don't know. I don't know if this was a stolen vehicle or if it was broke down and locals came and stripped it. It left me with more questions than answers, especially because that little shack with the open door looks relatively new. It's really modern, a new door, new siding, but it's just wide open, and there's just some random stuff inside of it. Now, what's even more surprising is in front of the vehicle, in front of those trees, is actually a home. There's a house back there, and it looks like it's relatively modern. Again, vinyl siding, looks like it has newer doors and windows, but it's completely grown in. You can't really even get to it without having to break some branches or do some bushwhacking, but there is indeed an abandoned home back there, which I'm about 99% certain is vacant and abandoned. I didn't want to go inside of it because, number one, as I said, my vehicle was parked partially on the road. Number two, I wanted to try to speak to someone locally to find out what the story was because I don't know if someone checks on the property or what the deal is. It wasn't posted, but I didn't feel safe going in just at the spur of the moment. But I do think it is worthy of a video in the future if I do get to the area. But as you can see, that vehicle, though, it looks like someone beat on it with a sledgehammer. So as to the story on this place, I'm hoping to find out more information in the future. But it did stand out above everything else as a location that potentially could be worthy of its own videos. So we may see this place again in the future. So here's the second of 2 locations that really stood out to me. This was in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Maybe you guys could fill me in. This was along a roadway, and actually an on-ramp and off-ramp for the bridge in the background there. And there's 2 of these structures. They're completely caged in. The doors are locked, has a roof on it, but as we see up closer, it has access going underground. There's a set of stairs there. It goes down 2 flights of steps, and then it goes around the turn. There was water on the floor. It was not flooded, but it was indeed wet. But I'm curious as to where this goes to. I'm not sure if it's access to the sewers, to a storm drain system. Is there a subway here? I really, truly don't know. If you look in the background, you can actually see a signal station back there, or a watchtower, because the rail lines are right on the other side of that. So it's really close to the railroad tracks, but it's all tiled. Looks like it's not used all that often. I'm not sure if it was ever for public access. I'm thinking it was probably for private access for servicemen, workers, employees, but this thing was really peculiar. I really wanted to get down there. I love going underground. Anything with tunnels or drains or pipes or corridors draws my interest. So if you guys could fill me in, there's at least 2 of them that I know of. They go completely underground. They're tiled. They're paved, poured concrete steps, and they go off in some direction. So if it's drainage, sewer, utilities, or even more so trains or subways, please let me know. If I don't hear from anyone, I guess it'll just remain a mystery. But if I was ever able to get access, I would 100% jump on that, go down there, and document it for you guys. Alright, so for my last and final segment, it is actually a short video that I made. I did have intentions on sharing the video on Facebook, but I know not everyone has access to Facebook or likes going on there. I thought about throwing it on my channel as a video, but it's only a 2.5 minute video. So without going those routes, I decided to include it in this. And what it is me capturing, filming, documenting, witnessing my very first Amtrak train. Amtrak rolls through Altoona and has one stop there once a day. And I was in the right time, right place, set up shop with the camera, and was able to catch it rolling in, waited for the passengers to board, unboard, and able to get some footage of it leaving. Not a really exciting train video, but for me it was monumental because I've seen Amtrak on TV, heard about them, want to travel on them. I know Rich Discoveries up in Connecticut sees them on a regular basis, but for my first time in Pennsylvania, I thought it was worth documenting. So I'm not going to do any talking during this portion, so I just want you to sit back, relax, enjoy the footage, and I'll see you at the end of the video. So that was my very first Amtrak train. I know it was a short video, not the best quality footage, but it is better than nothing. If I never see one again, at least I can say, hey, I was able to document one in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Also, the photo I shared at the end was actually inside the ticket booth, the ticket building, where you go to purchase your tickets and to get the train schedule. I happened to go in there because you have to take an elevator and steps up to the corridor that goes across the bridge, the roadway, to get to the loading platform. So I thought that was a cool photo to share, and it was a neat experience. It just happened to be right time, right place. So I'm going to switch over now to my camera, and we will wrap things up. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is not something I normally do with making my videos, but I did put a poll out, and you guys voted that you wanted to see the material and wanted to hear my thoughts about it. And hopefully it worked out and was enjoyable to watch. If you did enjoy it, all I ask you to do is please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and want to see more material, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be alerted each time something new comes out on my channel. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see all of you in the next video.